Hey, welcome back to Clues by Sam. We have a tricky one today. It is Thursday. I love the harder ones. I love having to put more thought into it when it's less repetition of the same mechanics or clues, sort of. If you don't know what Clues by Sam is, it is a daily logic puzzle where you have 20 people on a board. Some of them are innocent, some of them are criminal. We haven't had anyone where there's only one or the other yet since I started playing at least. And you gotta do no guessing to figure out who is who, but each person may give you a clue. If you want to play the game before watching, the link is in the description. But for now, I'm gonna start. I already see Celia's clue. She's telling us that exactly 2 innocents in row 2 are neighboring Freya. Okay, Freya is in row 2, so she has only 2 neighbors in row 2, and both of them have to be innocents. We start off with the right foot. Is that the correct saying? Is the right foot the lucky one? Evie tells us that Sam is one of 3 innocents in column D. So we know that column D has 3 innocents total, and Sam is one of them. Okay, innocent. And there's 2 more people in column D who are innocents. Now, Gary tells us that both innocents below Deborah are connected. So we know that Deborah is not, or we know that Deborah is one of the innocents in column D because she is the topmost person. And if all of the innocents in column D were to be below her, it would say 3 innocents, not both. So Deborah is one of the innocents in column D, and both of the others are connected. So what does that tell us? It tells us that either Mark or Zed are connected, because either Mark or Zed are an innocent because they have to be connected to Sam. So Hall cannot in any way be an innocent. He has to be a criminal. And either Mark or Zed are an innocent. I guess we don't need Gary's clue anymore. Or we don't need Evie's. Both of those are useful, so I'm gonna leave them there until we find the final person. But Deborah tells us that an odd number of innocents in row 3 neighbor Phil. Row 3, Phil is a part of row 4. Almost got the wrong row there. So Phil has 3 neighbors in row 3. To have an odd number of innocent neighbors there, it would be all 3 or just one of them. So we have no way yet to figure out how many. Now Hall tells us that only one of the 4 innocents neighboring Olivia is in column A. Okay, so Olivia is here. She shares a few neighbors with Phil. We're also in column 3, but she also shares neighbors in row 5 and row 3, sorry. So only one of the 4 innocents neighboring Olivia is in column A. Okay, there's one innocent here. Three more to figure out who may be Kay, Lucy, Wally, and Xavier. If, let's say, does the clue help me a lot? I don't think it does, but let's just, for the sake of remembering it later, let's try to make some sense of it. So Kay or Lucy may be both innocents, because the clue's talking about innocence. And in that case, if both of them are, Phil has to have Mark be an innocent as well, so he has an odd number of innocents in row 3. If any of them are not an innocent, let's say Lucy is a criminal, then Mark has to be a criminal as well, so that Phil has an odd number of innocents in row 3. That's the only thing we know from this clue so far. So let's leave this like so and go to the next clue, which is Sam's. Sam tells us that exactly 4 of the 9 innocents on the edges are Phil's neighbors. Phil has 8 neighbors total. 5 of them are on the edges, and 4 of them are innocents. And we know that one of them already is a criminal who is going to be either Zed or Mark. So we know that both Wally and Xavi have to be innocents because of that. Innocents, right? Yeah. Should total 4 because we already have Sam who is also an innocent, and there's going to be one more here. Okay. I don't think we need Sam's clue anymore. Oh, we need it because it tells us about 9 innocents on the edges. So I'm going to leave it there. What else? Wally. Wally tells us that Vance is one of 3 criminals in column A. Okay, so we know that Vance is a criminal. And that column A has 3 criminals total. Olivia has to have 1 innocent neighbor in column A. So to total 3, there's going to be one more here, plus Vance 2. So Amy has to be the 3rd one. And we don't need Wally's clue anymore, but we know that either Nicole or Isaac are an innocent, and then the other one is a criminal. Now Vance. Vance doesn't tell us anything, but Amy does. She tells us that Olivia is one of Phil's 3 criminal neighbors. So Olivia is a criminal, and we know that Phil has 3 criminal neighbors total. So that tells us that the other 2 have to be in row 3. Because if any of them, we already have Olivia, who is 1. If the second one were to be in row 3, Phil would have an even number of innocent neighbors in row 3. So that would break Deborah's clue. So both of Kay and Lucy have to be criminal. I got it wrong. I got it wrong. I got it wrong. Phil can't have. Phil has 3 criminal neighbors. One of them is Olivia. Let me just check my logic. If Kay and Lucy are criminal, oh, that can't be. That can't be. I was wrong indeed. Because then Mark would have to be an innocent and Zed a criminal, and that breaks Amy's clue. Now Phil has 4 criminal neighbors. Oh, that was bad. That was really bad. Now if Mark is a criminal and Zed an innocent, of course, one of these guys would be an innocent as well. But that leaves us with Phil having 3 criminal neighbors and only 1 innocent in row 3, which is an odd number. So we for sure know that Mark is a criminal and Zed an innocent. I was wrong in my logic there, but we picked it up. And we know that either Kay or Lucy are a criminal and the other one an innocent. I guess we don't need Amy's clue anymore. But we don't need the clues that talk about Deborah in column D. Now, Olivia tells us that the word is Xavi isn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. Why be mean? Don't say that about Xavi. They're okay. They didn't even say anything stupid. If anything, I'm not the sharpest tool in the drawer. But anyway, what do we have again? We know something about Olivia, right? Olivia, only one of the 4 instant neighboring Olivia is in column A. We know that Olivia has 4 instant neighbors. We have 2 here, Wally and Xavi. 1 more here, either Kay or Lucy. And 1 more here, either Isaac or Nicole. That's 4 already, so Phil has to be a criminal. What else? Is it the 9 people on the edges now? How many do we have already? Celia, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with Evie. So Bonnie has to be an innocent as well. What else? I guess we don't need Sam's school. Oh, Zed, haven't I read Zed's school before? Gary has exactly 4 innocent neighbors. Okay, Gary has 3 innocent neighbors up here, Bonnie, Celia, and Deborah. 1 more here, who is going to be either Kay or Lucy, so Freya has to be a criminal in order not to go above 4 innocent neighbors, so we don't need Zed's school anymore. But Freya tells us that there's an odd number of innocents to the left of Mark. Since we know that there's gonna be 1 here, if Isaac were to be the other one, then it will be 2, which is an even number. So Isaac has to be a criminal and Nicole an innocent. Now Isaac tells us that both criminals above Xavi are connected, and Xavi is here. He has 1 criminal above him currently, so Lucy has to be the other one who is connected to Phil. And Kay is an innocent. We are done. Oh, the mistake I had there was just ridiculous. I gotta learn to actually... I have been good at doing that lately. Reviewing my... like, making sure that my logic is sound before I do any guessing. But today we had a minor mistake, and that's okay. We're gonna learn from it, and tomorrow we're gonna have a harder one, I think. It is Friday, so yeah, I'll be back here again tomorrow with more Clues by Sam. If you want to see that, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, like the video. If you play the game, you can let me know your result. I would love to know if you did, and I'll see you then.